the whole reason why I did this was I was such an aviation dork, like from like a fan's perspective. And I have to say, when I signed up and, you know, first started doing flight school, I really thought this was going to be a piece of cake.
Mm.
I really did. It was a I underestimated the task.
It's very common.
Yeah. And because it was mainly because I felt like I was such a dork that I understood a few things. God only knows now how much I didn't understand then. And I will say it was somewhat of an immediate understanding of underestimation.
Mm-hmm.
But either way, that's how I got into it. And for those, that aside, for those who are starting out who might want to achieve their license, I would say because I'm so fresh, my greatest point of advice is do not at all be intimidated by feeling like you are completely overwhelmed and there's way too much information and that you're never going to understand this.
Mm.
It's you're learning technique, you're learning, and all of that ground school, like especially, the funny part too is looking back on how, I mean, we did ground separately in full before I even touched the plane.
Every time.
And I don't know what's the best way of, if I could like go back and change the curriculum, I have no idea how you would do that. Like, nor what would be better because it's literally the whole point of it, it's almost phenomenal. Like the whole system of what you go through with your instructors getting your license, at least that system really does work because you are overloaded with information up front. And over time, it's like it whittles down to things. Now things start connecting very, very, very slowly at first. And then it's an exponential like connection curve until magically, that's when you're ready for check ride. And that's why you pass it because now everything's making sense. And it was such a fun experience educationally just because of that. Because I won't lie. I mean, starting out in ground, like everything was overwhelming. My first few flights flying a pattern, it was like, you don't know what's going on. Now looking back on it, it's like comical.
Yeah.
And that was only a year ago. It doesn't take long, folks. Like, trust me, you will get it. Just stick with it. It's persistence that's gonna win the game. You're laying down technique and it comes out.